Andy, welcome to Halloween Daily. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today.
Thank you, Matt. Nice to be here.
We're here talking about Unit 234, of course, and I watched it just last night. My wife and I both watched it actually, and we loved it.
Oh,
Um, we
great.
we were on the edge of our seats the whole time, and it's kind of one of those subgenre movies that I love, where it's not to spoil anything, but I mean Unit 234. It's primarily a single location, single night, and a lot of terror and tension in there. Which I look at your amazing filmography, and you've been part of so many projects over the years. I don't know. This might be a little bit different than what some audience members are used to seeing from you. Was that exciting for you? Was that part of what drew you to this project?
That is the only thing that drew me to this project. I mean, it was nobody offers me a thriller ever, and I love thrillers as a moviegoer. I love
Hmm.
all genres, and so when I was handed a script, I was like, "Well, it's a little movie. It doesn't have a big budget, but it's a thriller." I was like, "Please, I hope I love it," and I did. The twists and the stuff I did not see coming.
Yes.
I thought it was very clever, and as I've said before, I have a storage unit, and it scares the shit out of me going during the day.
Yeah.
So, this was a someone else described it as Home Alone for adults. And
Yes.
so there was something just ingenious about the
Hmm.
concept. And then on top of that, it delivered on the twists
Yes.
and it was contained. And yeah, I was thrilled to be offered it.
Well, and I felt that, again, knowing your some of your previous work, and
Yeah.
that might be fun for you to kind of flex those muscles, and it definitely delivers. And all the things that you mentioned are things that, again, I love about the genre anyway. That you can have this combined space, and on its surface, and again, I don't want to spoil anything, but like you said, there's some great twists and turns in there that I didn't see coming, and I felt just elevate everything else in it. But I love what you said about that storage units are kind of scary to begin with, and we don't even really think about it. Like I was watching the film, and I said to my wife, it is amazing. We take for granted what could be in there. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I agree with you. Just a seemingly simple concept with endless
Well,
possibilities.
actually, when I read the script, I actually thought, I can't believe this hasn't been done before.
That too, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a storage unit. What a perfect place for a scary thriller.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, were there you said that you're a fan of the genre? Were
Mhm.
are there genre inspirations that maybe you wanted to lean into a little bit, or on the other end, tropes of the genre that you definitely did not want to lean into?
Well, well, as a great question. I actually, I think what I got to bring to it was some humanity to the characters in terms of doing a little bit of rewriting myself, and
Hmm.
I understood Don Johnson's character quite well,
Yeah.
and I wanted that. I wanted all of it to be not arch, but real. And
Yeah.
so that the compassion and the from both sides were valid and they made sense. So for me, it's a weird thing. Yes, I've made a little a B genre thriller, which I love, but I feel like what I brought to it was I think those characters and the revelations that come with the movie are definitely Andy Tennant touches.
Yes.
That's what I brought to the movie.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. And like you said, I mean, it's so much more than I expected going in, honestly, and
Me too.
and it was just so rewarding. And again, I watched it with my wife, and we both remarked, we were like, wow, that was really good. We're gonna have to watch that again. That was
Well, the best thing for me is going in with low expectations. There's nothing more stressful than a 70 or 80 million dollar studio movie with another 80 million in marketing costs, and you better hope that movie
that's
works.
right.
Here, tiny little movie, no one's expecting much, and isn't it everybody's desire to go to a movie and be surprised?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
like, wait, that was really good. You know, that's a great thing.
Absolutely.
That's word of mouth. You can't you kill for that.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the great Don Johnson. Of course, I love his work in it. I've been a fan of his,
Oh,
forever. Going back
yeah.
to like Miami Vice. I grew up, I was like 19 years old watching Sonny Crockett. He was the coolest thing I'd ever seen as a kid on TV.
Yep.
And had no idea what the show was really about, but I just love the music. And um can you talk just a little bit about working with him and Isabelle, of course? I mean, just she
Yeah.
kills it in
Well,
this film.
the thing about Don is that, like you said, he's a pro. He's been around, he's been around a while,
Yeah.
like I have. And we bonded over just our shared survival in the business.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like everybody from Don Johnson to Michael Douglas to Alan Arkin to Donald Sutherland to Shirley MacLaine to Jessica Lange. I've worked with some amazing people, like my heroes. And it's always it's always wonderful to actually, when you meet them and they care just as deeply at 70 and 80 years old, with Shirley's 91,
Yeah.
but that they still have that fire to want to make good stuff, and they
Yeah.
want to work, and they care deeply. And that's the part that I wish Hollywood would support more, in terms of everybody wants better movies. They want to love the product that these people are making. And so, and then I have on the other side, I've got Isabelle Fuhrman,
Mm-hmm.
who is, young and energetic and willing to do anything. And she's in the rain at night, 4 a.m. Everyone else is exhausted, and she's like, "Let's go again." And you just go, well, here's another generation coming up that love what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it's getting harder and harder for people to do it. Financing is harder, packaging is harder. And the fact is, we made a tiny little movie that nobody expected to be any good. I think that's kind of where we started, and it turned out okay. Better than
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and I do think it'll be a film that people will discover. If not right
Well,
on
fine.
release, it will
Yeah.
be one that people will discover on streaming, and they'll go in and expecting a fun. You read the synopsis, and it's like, all right, I'm down for this,
Yep.
and yeah, it's just over
Yeah,
delivers.
it's kind of like just pulling you in
That's
a
it.
little bit
That's it.
with the mendacity of, okay, it's a storage unit, and there's a young woman who was going to go somewhere for her birthday and now is stuck there on one dark and stormy night.
Yep. Yep. That's it. That's it.
That's it. That's the movie.
That's it. And yeah, and you get so much out of that. It's amazing. Again, I loved it. So job well done. For
Well,
for our
thank you.
for our last couple minutes, if you'll indulge us
Yeah,
before we let you go, we are
sure.
Halloween daily. Every day's Halloween for us, so we always try to ask if we have a few minutes. First of all, do you celebrate Halloween? And if so, what does the holiday mean to you? Do you look
Oh,
forward to it? Do you have
I I have 4 kids. I have
okay?
triplets, and then another one. So when they were young, oh my God, Halloween, are you kidding? My, all the pictures that come up on my computer, family stuff,
Yeah.
most of them are my kids in the
Halloween.
various stages of Halloween. We used to go to another family's house that really went crazy because he was a producer, and he
Oh,
had the visual effects guys from the movie business like updo his house. And so our house, or his house, was this amazing playground of all the kids wanted to come. Everybody was
I
always at
bet.
that house. So no, it's been huge. It wasn't great for me as a kid. My house was teepeed, you
Oh,
know. My house became the teepee house on Halloween. So
oh.
ultimately I had to like sit outside waiting waiting for my classmates, my dear classmates to come and teepee my house.
Oh.
But no, so Halloween's been really cool, and the delight of the kids and their especially my youngest son, his delight at being scared
Oh yeah.
was what I don't know where that DNA came from, but he loves it. He loves scary movies. He loves Halloween. He loves all of that stuff. And I don't know where that comes from, but I think it's really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. That's all. Well, sounds like he's going to be one of us
He,
for
oh,
sure.
he already is. I'm sure. I'm
He
sure
already is.
Yeah.
He already is.
Yeah.
Uh, for our final question or our final two-parter, we always try
Sure.
to ask your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever worn and your favorite Halloween candy or treat.
Well, I am a big fan of. I have to admit, candy corn.
Okay. Yeah.
I have one of those, and then the bag's empty.
Yeah. They
So
are addictive.
that's my candy corn. My best costume. Oh gosh, I think I went as Sandy in Greece.
That's awesome. That's great.
So I was a big hit. I got asked out a lot.
I love it. I love it. I think that's a perfect mic drop ending to
Perfect.
to the conversation. That's awesome. I love
Good.
it.
All right.
Beautiful.
Thanks,
Well,
Matt.
yeah, this has been great talking to you. Thank you so much. I know you're super busy, and again, instead of saying goodbye, we just always wish everybody a happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you.